Alright guys, welcome back to another vid. Today we are going to be doing a little weekly recap from, I believe, July 27th to July 20, July 31st. Okay, so let's just get into this. I'm gonna go through the news that we had each day, and then back chest priced and just be like, hey, this is what happened and if I took a trade or not on these days. I took 2 trades this week and I am down I think 188 something dollars. One BE and then one loss. Alright, let's look at the news real quick. Alright, so Monday, didn't have any news. This happens at 11 p.m., so it's not really going to affect New York Open. And then Tuesday, we don't have news because this is 9:30 p.m. This is only like Asia session. And then on Wednesday, we have FOMC, which will come into play later when I'm explaining what I did. But yeah, so this is something that I waited for during the week just to see if we had any, better price action. And on Thursday, we have a lot of news, 8 a.m., 8:30, and then 7. So this could make some data lows that I was thinking. And then Friday, we have just 8:30. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I gotta see where I am on Monday. All right, here we go. So, going into Monday, you can obviously see we're tapping this daily for rally gap, and most likely want to reject off it because we still have this monthly for rally gap down here that has been unmitigated, and I want to see this get just flush too, really. Also, all we do, we have this bullish SMT. This really doesn't mean anything, once we tap this. So, zooming in, you can see that we get this big down close candle off this, running through this volume imbalance right here. And then, yeah, just overall, just a big move down. It's like a 3 point move down. And then, let's see if we have any manipulation, which we do. We have a bearish SMT right here. So this is actually a really nice model to look like. Looking at this, we have the, sell side of the curve, we have the buy side, and then we have manipulation, then we have tap some sort of PD array, and then we have this distribution move with the little chain of the day right there. So where's market open? Right here. Okay. So I didn't take any trades on this Monday, I believe. No. Actually, I did take a trade this Monday. Okay, hold on. Let me look. It was on my Tradeovate Funded account, so I've not logged in. I'm not gonna do paper trading or replay trading, whatever. But I can find it real quick. So we have this 1 hour rally gap we are rejecting. Zoom in. It's bearish SMT. Equal high, so yeah, we can call it SMT. SMT right here. 1 hour for rally gap. And then here. Okay, let me just put in this SMT right here. I'm trying to remember what happened. Just trying out everything. So I took a short. So let me find right here. This is my break-even trade for the week. There's my execution. Right here. Okay. Okay, there is an ES. Okay, look an ES. Okay. Okay, I got it. So, ES pretty much looks the same as NQ. Up here we just didn't tap this 1 hour rally gap, but I don't really needed to. And then we have a bullish SMT at this little low right here, which I wanted to see manipulate some sort of buy side liquidity. Why is that so off? Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we see this 1 minute inverse rally gap get ran through, and then this get close below, and this is like my perfect model, right? Let's change this date, please. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then here's where my entry goes wrong. So basically, we can see that it won't show like the little pips, the little moves in this candle, but basically this candle came up and tapped this change of the state, and right as I entered short, this just Judas it all the way down to here, basically taking my draw, and I was in like this. So my stop, or like take this trade, my stop would be at this inverse rally gap, and then targeting this. So you can see why this was break even, because I immediately just exit the position, just put it right here. But yeah, this is honestly probably one of the best trades of the week if I would have just entered off this candle instead of waited for that next candle. But I was happy with it. I didn't really care what I took BE on this, and I would have probably scaled it down to Asia low or something. And then that was that day. We kind of just end up selling off the rest of the day. A lot of sell off. Okay. And going into Tuesday, let's open this up. Oh fuck. Okay. So Tuesday, we do not take a trade, but I'm still gonna run through the price action. Tuesday, we had all these big imbalances above us, but we also have ES with this SMT, and that hasn't taken this low over here. And do we have a daily? No. Yeah, so I wanted to see us come back to, either one of these 4 hour rally gaps, but mainly this one, because I didn't want to see this one get ran through. But zooming in, we see we have all this liquidity up here, and it looks pretty good, to be honest. We could come up with this SMT because we already have, higher time for manipulation, and then be like that, and maybe put in, this 1 hour change of this day, and then go up. But I believe that's not what happens, because one, we already have taken this high with ES, and ES has already mitigated all these for rally gaps, so it doesn't really make sense for NQ to go up there. But this, these shorts here would be amazing now because we have this, but we didn't have any imbalances here, so that kind of took away the niceness of it. But zooming in, market open, you can see that we already had this kind of move, the sell off. This is a nice model right here, or right there, but that's pre-market, so I don't really take pre-market trades. And the same with ES too, so I don't really want to short anything here, because this is basically already played out, and we could have just taken one of these SMTs and reverse something. So I was maybe waiting for the market to do something unexpected, maybe come back, up here like we do usually, and then go like this, and then bam. But I wasn't counting on it. I'm pretty sure we ended up selling off. Yeah. Just really inefficient this day. And we don't really get any retrace or nothing. But we are now in the monthly for rally gap, which is good. Yeah, just straight nonsense, rate accumulation here. Everything's so big, so spread out, and yeah. It actually isn't a bad long here though. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I wouldn't take that all the way up to the high. But yeah, that's Tuesday. And then Wednesday I waited for FOMC, and there was such a banger model, but the same thing happened to me with the Monday trade. And it was so tragic, but let's fast forward to that. Go past. Okay, here we go. Where's 2 p.m. right there. Okay. So we're already looking at this, we're already in the monthly for rally gap. I'm not super bullish yet because we still have all these down close candles in the daily. We might want to, go further into this monthly for rally gap because we've barely tapped it, relevant to its size. But on the 1 hour, you can kind of see we might have a little, something. And short term, I would want to be long here to get all these highs and then mitigate this rally gap if we want to, come down lower into this monthly for rally gap. So that's what I was kind of looking for in this FOMC trade, was longs. So I want to see, I was kind of playing with this reversal. Yeah, I already have this change of the state right here. Already got, internal manipulation. No relief for rally gas above, it was amazing. And I want to see us manipulate some sort of sell-side liquidity, maybe tap a little imbalance, and then continue higher to these highs right here. Bam and bam. I think this is the entry right here. I think hold on. No, I didn't manipulate. Okay, no, that's not the entry. Or is it? No, I took it at 2:30. Yeah, this isn't the entry. Okay. Yeah. So we come down, have this low taken right here. So we have a little SMT. It's technically a data low because this was caused by news. And I want to see us got internal manipulation, and we end up taking this low. So you can call that some manipulation. We're also inside of this big 1 minute that we're continuing to respect. And here is the entry. So same thing. Right as I was here, I was just measuring my risk, seeing where I went from my stop, and then where I wanted to target. But then, bam, we get this candle, which kind of defeats the purpose of taking this because now my stop is so far gone, and just if I wanted to put it up here, it would be shitty because if we retrace, I'm probably gonna get stopped out. But ends up going to full TP with literally no down close candles. And that was an amazing trade that I missed out on, but it is what it is, my brother. Okay, Okay, and then take out all those draws, and then hopefully, I can't remember if we went out there, but let's look. Okay. Now, Thursday. Okay, so looking at open at Thursday, let's see what we find in. Alrighty. So there really is no clear change or anything really. I want to rely on internal price action. I wanted to rely on internal price action for this day. So we kind of have these. We got these two external buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity levels, and I wanted to see the internal price action. Tell me where we want to go. If we want to respect bullish or bearish for rally gap or something like that. And also we had this big 4-hour wick, which I wanted to see price respect. So I was a little bit leaning more bearish, and we also had a 15-minute rally gap right here. I wanted to see us respect. Although we already had ran through all these, so it's kind of stupid actually. But yeah, looking back at that. Okay, well, yeah, and we have kind of this huge move in the overnight, 500 points. So that's already telling me we might have less efficiency and volatility today, but I'm still going to be looking for trades. But most likely with this up move, just because of the volume of this all these 15-minute rally gaps got ran through, you can see. So it's a very bullish environment, and we have all this LR up here. So yeah. All right, so let's look at what we got here. So ES is like pretty much all the way down there. So we might put in a bearish SMT, and then maybe do something with that. That's what I'd be looking for. So on Thursday, you see, we don't really see any manipulation at open. It's only just it's like a big move up, really. And this has been happening a lot in the past month, really, with July, where we just simply don't put in any like good manipulation or model. There's no, this is the reversal right here. There's no inverse rally gap. There's no really like tapping of any imbalance. Like there's, several 1 hours down here that we could have mitigated. But yeah, it's just how price has been lately, so I'm not really one to take these trades. But you can see, put in this bearish SMT here. Now I would not like to see us stop at these highs. I would like to honestly see us keep pumping, but I think we could go for a retracement or something. But I'm gonna draw out equilibrium, and I believe I took a loss this day. Yes, I did. Equilibrium. Okay, I know. I remember. Okay, so basically, here's the last high of this range right here. Here's this one. Manipulate that one. And we come up, and we barely miss this high. Well, it's gonna go up a little bit more. So after barely missing this high, we actually get our little retracement, and I want to see us take this with the okay. I want to see us tap this 15-minute rally gap that's in the equilibrium range, plus the midpoint of this rally gap is also really near that, and then take either this low or this low. Well, we would take both if we tap that. So yeah, we barely miss this. No, we miss it. And already have internal manipulation shorts here. Wouldn't have been that bad, but I would have liked to seen us take the internal high and then displace. But we displace all the way down here. Bam, tap this. Boom. We're respecting everything. It looks pretty good. And I believe here's the entry right here. Okay, yeah. So one thing with the trade, there is a 5-minute rally gap that is just sitting right here waiting to be mitigated. And this is something that I didn't really recognize with this trade. Also, you can see that the 15-minute chain to this 8 has been closed below, which is also another red error, just an error for this trade. So it's kind of, it was not a great trade, to be honest. I put my stop, this rally gap, and targeted this. Thought it was pretty good. But we need to put in more, higher time frame structure to actually have a retracement, and you can see that that's exactly what happens. We manipulate internally, and then we have the reversal, and then it goes to my draw. So that was a pretty big lesson. I'm happy with how I handled it, but I'm not happy with just the discretion of that trade. But yeah, and then Friday, let's look what we have. Friday was very inefficient. Just get out of here. What just happened? Why didn't it show the market open? What the fuck? Alright, well, I know what happened here, so go there. Alright, so what the fuck? Okay. So overall, I wanted to see us get out of this big 4-hour rally gap and take these highs up here. We also had, a lot of just bullishness because we had this. Hold on, I'm trying to delete this. Big 4-hour change of the state, and we've bounced off this monthly for a rally gap, and yeah, I mean, it just looks amazing. It looks awesome. Hold on. Okay, wait, I actually don't need that. So I want to see us come up here and take this kind of liquidity up here. I said liquidity. Respecting off some sort of imbalance. I think there was a 1 hour, maybe 4 hour. No imbalances. Okay, that's strange. But we had this bullish SMT at open at Asia low, and then 15-minute change of the state right here. Bam, looks like something I would want to take a soup trade on, internal manipulation like right here, and then just continue up. That looks really clear. But what actually happens is come up, don't even take any liquidity, and we come up. I think we put in a bearish SMT. We don't end up taking these highs up here, I believe. We don't end up taking these highs. And then simply just reversing without any structure again. So it's like, wow, we've already moved, what is this? From Thursday. 200, 500. So we already moved like 800 points. So it's like, I feel that the market's just going to be so worn out now. And we've pretty much taken everything. And for there to even be another reversal, I need to wait for a lot of higher time frame structure to get put in. Even if I want to take this high. So I had to wait till like 12 p.m., which is just something I don't want to do. And it would have just been not a great trade to take, and I'm not very happy with price action on Friday. I was pretty mad. Yeah, but I'm just selling off. Bye. And yeah, pretty much just that. Yep, and then just don't even take this low. So yeah, really not great price action day for that. But yeah, so that was the week. I took 2 trades, one I missed, and I'm BE and down $180. So yeah, this was kind of a week to test every trader's, I guess, endurance and direction with the higher time frame. So I think it was a good learning week, definitely, and I learned some lessons this week. So yeah, hope y'all had a banger week. I didn't really, but yeah, peace out, y'all.